We are going to play another round of Is It Worth the Wait this week. This is episode 87. I'm Soraya.
I'm Aurora.
And together we're just your average Disney travelers. Okie dokie. We've played this game once. Just as a refresher, what it's worth your wait, or is it worth your wait?
We pull up the Disneyland app and check the wait times for the different rides, and then discuss whether we think that the wait time for the rides are worth it.
Yeah, would we get in that line or not?
Yeah.
And you said Disneyland. You could do this for any of the parks, and I was actually going to ask you, do you have a preference? Should we do Disneyland?
I like Disneyland.
We like all of them. But you want...
yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do Disneyland. Now, the last time we did this was way back last year in November, and so it's been a while. And also, so this is a completely different time of year. Also, after that, they started using Disney Genie Plus and Lightning Lanes at Disneyland. So I don't know if we'll see a difference due to any of that or anything. So let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. So before we start, we should say today is Saturday, and it is almost 2:30 in the afternoon. We are currently in Arizona we don't change time zones, but everyone else does, and so we flip flop. Sometimes we're in line with the West Coast, and sometimes we're in line with Mountain Standard Time. And so right now we're in line with the West Coast. So we are actually on Disneyland time right now. So it is 2:30 on a Saturday. Where are we? We're in June, so it's the beginning of summer. And these are the times, just in case you're ever thinking about going in the summer on the weekend. And this would be afternoon times. Okay, so where should we start? Where do we want to look?
Let's do Fantasyland.
We'll start in Fantasyland because that's got some great typical stuff that is often, we'll start off with the first big one. Should we start with Peter Pan?
Yeah.
That's the one that everyone always wants, and it always has a long wait. Currently, the wait time is posted as 40 minutes.
No.
You wouldn't do it?
No.
Typically, that's right at the very top of what I'm willing to do. I would probably not get in the line at 40 minutes. I usually am like 30 or less for sure. I'll get in the line. 30, 35, I'll probably, or at least I'll consider getting in the line. 40 is right at the start of where, yeah, it's probably not worth it. Because it's a very short ride. As much as I love the ride when you're on it, it's super short.
Yep.
I kind of wish it could be a little bit longer. But I don't think that's going to happen. If the line was a lot shorter, the short ride wouldn't really matter. But it's a long ride. Long wait for a short ride.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go over to Snow White's Enchanted Wish, which it's been a little bit now since it's reopened as the Enchanted Wish instead of Scary Adventures. Currently, right now, it's showing a 10-minute wait.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I'd go on it for 10 minutes because after they'd reopened as the Enchanted Wish, it started having a little bit of a longer wait, like around 25, 30 minutes. And so this is a pretty good wait time.
Yeah.
It almost makes me wonder, well, was that just down right before we opened our app and it just came back up and people just haven't gotten in the line yet? I don't know. Because next to it at Pinocchio's during a journey, it's got a longer wait time.
Yeah.
15. It's usually the opposite. Usually Snow White's would be just a little bit longer than Pinocchio's. But right now, Pinocchio's is 15. Would you wait for that?
Not for Pinocchio.
Yeah, not me neither. Pinocchio's is not my favorite. That's a short wait time for almost any ride in the parks. 15 minutes. I'd be like, yeah, I'd wait for that.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Pinocchio, I mean, I would if somebody wanted to go on it. But for myself,
yeah, no.
Okay. How about we'll go over to the other dark ride right in this area, Toad's Wild Ride, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Right now, their wait time there is 25 minutes. What do you think?
Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what the normal time is for that ride.
It's usually like what it is, where it's less than Peter Pan, but more than Snow White and Pinocchio. So it's sitting right in its sweet spot right now where you're going to typically see it.
Those rides just in general, I wouldn't really care about going on in general.
They're just not.
Yeah, but I'm kind of going with the mindset of these ones. Like, if someone else was interested in writing them in general, then, like, I would do it for 25, I feel like. That's probably near the top for that ride.
Okay. I totally would. I really like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I would definitely ride it. I mean, Aurora. It's the one place in Disneyland where you can go to hell.
I know, it's so funny. I remember Uncle Tom telling me that, like, oh, like, we're gonna go to hell.
Yep.
And I didn't know what he was talking about. And then at the end of the ride, I'm like,
you totally go to hell on that ride.
I was just like...
I'm just shocked that it's still, like, as it is. I mean, I love it. I hope they don't change it, but I am surprised
I was speechless. I was just like, what?
You're
so confused.
It's funny. Okay, so we're still in Fantasyland. Let's go. We're right there. Let's hop on King Arthur's Carousel, which is the merry-go-round right in the middle of Fantasyland. Right now, there's only a 10-minute wait. Would you wait for that?
Not really.
Does it need to be a walk-on, or you're not going to go on it anyways?
I probably wouldn't go on it anyways.
Okay. We usually don't go on this ride, partly because it's a round and round ride, and I don't do so well with those. I suspect that with Saoirse this year, when we go...
Yeah. I'll go, like, if...
Saoirse is my granddaughter. I can't remember if we've named her on this or not. But yes, when we take our grandbaby... I am definitely going to go on it with her, I'm sure. Because she has to go on it. So, sure. I'll go on it. Yeah. But, and 10 minutes I think is a good wait for that. It doesn't usually get very long. So, that's pretty fair right there, I think.
Yeah.
Right next to that is Dumbo. And Dumbo, of course, is super popular always in both Disney World and Disneyland. And right now the wait is 30 minutes.
No way.
The difference between Disney World and Disneyland, of course, is that Disney World has a great queue that is covered and air-conditioned, and you literally can play at a playground, the circus-themed play area for kids, and the adults can sit down on benches while they wait. At Disneyland, you're standing outside, and part, and maybe even most, but I can't remember for sure if it's most, part of the line is covered, shaded, but not all of it, and it is definitely outside. I wouldn't personally want to wait for 30 minutes either. Again, you know what? I wouldn't. I would go at a time that it's lower. I was going to say I would go on it. I would do it if it was for Saoirse, but no, I would wait, and we would do it at a time when the line is lower, because it is not always 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You can watch for it and find it at a shorter time. Okay, this is one we hardly ever go on. I think we've only ever been on it once, although again, I suspect I'll be taking Saoirse on this one. Casey Jr.'s Circus Train. Do you remember going on that one?
Yeah.
With the Hines?
Yeah. I wouldn't really care about going on it again.
No matter what the wait time is. It's 15 minutes right now. If you've got kids and you're going to do it, I think that's fair. I would rather wait 15 minutes for that than 30 minutes for Dumbo, for sure.
It's very cramped.
It is very cramped. Be advised, if you are adult-sized, it is not going to be a comfortable ride. This is a little train meant for little people, and I'm short, so it's not as hard for me, but it is really cramped.
Yeah.
Especially, now there are some open air train, like, cars. I think we were in a cage one.
Yeah.
So it had a roof. If you get one that doesn't have a roof, then your height is a little bit better there. But even just like the width of people, it's bigger. It's people are bigger than this train, so be careful. Just know it's for small people. Okay, we're still in Fantasyland, but we're going to head over now a little bit off to the side. Sometimes people forget this is part of Fantasyland. But we're going to go over, let's start in Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland right now, that ride is 30 minutes.
No.
Yeah, I don't know that I would wait 30 minutes either. This is funny.
Okay, here's the thing. If it was based off of the live action Alice in Wonderland, then yes.
Oh.
I'm not really a fan of the animation.
Okay. Although, that being said, I think that they did a really good job on this ride. I think the ride is cute and fun. It's a mixture of you're inside, you're outside. You kind of go through these doors, and sometimes you're in and sometimes you're out. It's a pretty cool ride. They do the lighting and everything, the colors, everything is really, really good. So I do like this ride. The queue is, I think, say, for the most part, shaded because there's trees, but it's such a small queue. It's very tight. And it says, like, so for the 30-minute wait, the line has got to be pretty close to the edge of how long they can even hold it.
And then I would definitely go on the ride if it was shorter wait.
The wait,
like the shorter wait. But yeah, if it was based off of the live action, I wouldn't mind going and waiting 30 minutes.
Yeah, okay. Well, I like it, but I, again, would rather it be less than that. I would say 20 minutes or less is when I would happily get in that line. 30 minutes, I would go, if someone really wanted to in my group, I'll do it, but that's not my choice. I wouldn't do that. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the Mad Tea Party, which is the teacups.
No.
I haven't even said the time.
I ain't going on those.
Okay, well, obviously I'm not either because I get sick. The wait time is 20 minutes. We're not going to go on it no matter what. It could be a 5-minute wait. It could be a 0-minute wait. We're not going on that one.
But
I think 20 minutes is decent, though, I guess. I think that one, too, though, if you watch the times, you probably could find it a little bit less than that. But, yeah, I think 20 is fair. It's just not great. Okay, I like this one. The Storybook Land Canal boats. I really like this ride. It's cute. Right now, the wait time is 30 minutes, though.
I would not wait 30 minutes.
You're not going on any rides today yet, girl.
We're in Fantasyland. What do you expect?
Okay, so that's fair.
I like this ride as well. Or, I guess, attraction. I don't know if I would say it's a ride.
Well, it is. You ride in a boat. It's not like a roller coaster, but it's a ride.
Sure, yeah. I guess
it's a boat ride.
But it's also very much in the sun.
It is.
And I would rather... I don't remember what the queue is.
The queue is awful.
Yeah.
It's just winding. Right. And it is partly shaded, filtered light. Depending on the time of day, you might have more sun than others. But it's 30 minutes is a long wait for this one for me, I personally feel.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't wait either.
Yeah.
I would like it to be shorter. Now, I will say that one tends to sometimes have the longer lines. And for that reason, we don't always ride it. Because sometimes it's just like, it's just not worth that wait.
Yeah.
Let's move over. This is the last attraction. Oh, wait. Technically, Matterhorn, I believe, I'm pretty sure that's part of Fantasyland, but right now it's down.
It's either in Fantasyland or its own thing.
Yeah. It's currently closed temporarily. I'm not sure if that was a planned one. I think that might just be that it's not running at the moment. So I can't give you a wait time on that one. All right, so let's move over to the last attraction in Fantasyland, and that's, of course, It's a Small World. Right now the wait time is 25 minutes.
That doesn't have a good queue.
The queue is all outside. Usually I say this queue runs pretty smoothly and goes pretty quickly. 25 minutes, honestly, I feel is a longer wait than you should have for this attraction. If you're looking at it, so can you get it for shorter? And I would probably wait for shorter, yes. But if you think about it, the length of time you're on the ride versus the amount of time you're in line for 25 minutes is not so bad because this is a long attraction.
Yeah, and it's all in air conditioned.
Once you're inside,
It's surprisingly good cell coverage.
Yeah, it's an excellent attraction for the time and relief of the sun and heat and all of that. I just think that even though it's a great ratio, I guess you'd say, amount of time waiting versus amount of time riding, you can get it even better because sometimes it's less than 25 minutes. So anyways, okay, so that was Fantasyland. There is no Toontown right now. Toontown is being refurbished, completely reimagined, so we're going to skip that. Let's go over to Tomorrowland because we're near Tomorrowland over here. Okay, still not going to cry over this at all, but still the Finding Nemo submarine is down, so we can't say anything about that. How about Autopia?
Nope.
Autopia is a 35-minute wait. If you've heard our podcast before, you know we're not big fans of Autopia, so that's an easy pass. I think that's a long wait anyways, but I just don't want to ride Autopia even if I can walk onto it because of the fumes. If this was a modern, more update attraction, then maybe, but that's too much. Let's see. Okay. Space Mountain.
Oh, dang.
Space Mountain, which is currently still Hyperspace Mountain, left over from May. Well, I guess it's more than halfway through June. Hyperspace Mountain, I believe, is only for a couple of months. It was May and June, I believe. And we're near the end of that.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So it's 75 minutes right now. That's an hour and 15-minute wait for Space Mountain. Would you wait? Hyperspace Mountain, which
I forgot that was
Hyperspace Mountain
that makes sense.
is the Star Wars version.
Yeah, and I feel like that makes sense because one, it's during only a certain time. So,
yeah, it's kind of an exclusive.
So it's like if you're at Disneyland and you're like, well, if any time to go, you can now if you're a Star Wars fan.
Because even if you were going back in another month, you wouldn't have Hyperspace Mountain. You'd be back to the regular Space Mountain. And so you want to ride it before it goes away.
And, that makes sense. I would not ride it.
For 75 minutes?
No.
The good news for you is...
there's a single rider line.
That's exactly right. So not only is this a lightning lane or an individual attraction lightning lane where you can pay for it if you wanted to, I wouldn't because there's a single rider line.
Yeah.
And that would greatly reduce your wait time. So yeah, the standby line is 75 though, and we wouldn't do that. Okay, even if whether it was Space Mountain, Hyperspace Mountain, any of those versions, I wouldn't do it for 75 minutes. Would you?
No.
Okay. All right, so let's go over now to Buzz Lightyear, Astro Blasters, 25-minute wait.
I feel like that's actually a good time for what that usually has.
I don't know. See, to me, I have always had in my head that it's a lot shorter.
I feel like it bounces between 25 to 35, like in between like that, like 25, 30, 35.
So that might be true. It might just be that I'm only willing to go when it's less than 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And so that would not be worth the wait for me personally. If I had little boys that just loved Buzz Lightyear and loved the video, like shooting games and stuff like that, and that was right up their alley, then maybe I would do it for 25 minutes. But for me personally, this has never been my favorite ride. I don't hate it. I don't have anything against it, but it's not my favorite.
I feel like 25 is like borderline of
so you might, because you like to do shooting games, like video games and stuff like that, playing those types of games, and so, yeah.
And I don't know. I like the atmosphere of it.
It is cool and fun. I don't have anything against it. To me, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
So, borderline for you, not worth it for me.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Let's hop over to one of your favorites, or at least when you were younger, one of your favorites, Star Tours. Star Tours is 65 minutes, so 1 hour and 5 minutes.
No. As much as I love that ride, I don't think there's any ride I'd wait for an hour.
Yeah. So,
willingly. If it breaks down or something. Like, I want to get into a line if it said an hour. If it ends up kind of like being a longer wait, or like possibly a breakdown, I probably would wait it out.
Okay.
Whereas just being like, I think I'll just kind of leave, or I can go back if possible.
Yeah, and so this attraction I can't ride. Even when I've had motion sickness patches and things on, I've never been able to ride it. I've always gotten sick on it. So I can't ride this one, so I can't say, but certainly I wouldn't be in that line anyway, no matter what. All right. Last one for Tomorrowland is the Astra Orbiter. Currently has a 20-minute wait. And I'll remind you, this is the Disneyland version of the Astra Orbiter, which I think actually is one of the times where Disney World does better than Disneyland. Maybe if it was a 20-minute wait for Disney World, I would do it. But Disneyland, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
It's kind of just anticlimactic almost for this one because it doesn't go super duper high. It's in an awkward location. It's just kind of a weird, I don't know, that attraction, it doesn't excite me where it is and how it is. And so, even though 20 minutes is not a bad wait, it's the shortest wait in all of Tomorrowland, I think, right now. But no, I don't think I would do that. All right. Shall we head over? Should we go?
Adventureland.
You want to do Adventureland? All right. Adventureland, let's start over at Jungle Cruise. Only a 30-minute wait right now.
I would wait for that.
Yeah, I would too. We love Jungle Cruise. Usually, so ever since the movie came out, the lines for Jungle Cruise have been a little bit longer than they used to be. And not only that, there's the movie, and then they refreshed the ride.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people who haven't seen it yet, that might normally say, oh, we've seen it and done it, they're coming back and doing it again. Like, we write it over and over again anyways, just because we like the corny jokes, and we just...
Yeah, it's goofy.
It's goofy. We like it. But even people who wouldn't write it over and over again are writing it more right now. So this is actually a really good wait time, I would say, for this time. It used to be before the movie and before they refreshed the ride, it used to be, I would say a good time is more like 20, 25 minutes. So this would be like really starting to be a little bit more of a wait. In fact, it wouldn't be uncommon to see it for like 15 minutes. But nowadays, yeah, unless it's first thing in the morning, you're going to have at least a 30-minute, maybe 40-minute wait. So I think it's good. I would totally wait for it. It's a good waiting. The queue is covered most of the time, the very little bit of time that you're in the sun. Yeah. So it's fairly comfortable. Next story, though, one of your favorites, Indiana Jones Adventure. Right now, 60-minute, 1 hour wait. You said earlier, just a few minutes ago, there's really no ride you would willingly wait for an hour. Would you wait for an hour for Indiana Jones?
I'm trying to think, because like the thing is that Indiana Jones tends to be shorter.
It really depends on, is this wait, because they often will base the wait time as to where the line is, how far back the line is in the queue, and that's kind of like there's markers that tell them, oh, from here it's this amount of a wait, from here it's that amount of wait. But the difference with this attraction is that's not always accurate, because they might be running with one line. Like, are they feeding riders on both sides of the platform or just one side of the platform? If they're using one side of the platform, this is an accurate wait time. If they're using two sides of the platform, most likely it's a lot shorter.
Yeah. I would have to stand outside, see
how
a moment, see
how
how
it's
fast
moving.
it's moving.
Yeah, and that's
really determine. Because if it's moving fast, then I probably would, because chances are, if it's moving, if they're using both tracks, I'm gonna probably guess it would probably be more at least to like a 50-minute.
I would say probably even like
40.
Yeah, 40 or minute or so.
Like at worst, I guess at most it'd be 50 minutes.
If it's moving.
Yeah.
So just a tip: if any time you're seeing an attraction where you can see the line, if it's constantly walking without people stopping, it's probably quicker than what it says.
Or if it's like where they're walking, stopping for a bit, but then walking more, like it's like
you can gauge how much they're walking. If there is a fairly consistent movement, usually the time will probably end up being a little bit less than what it's saying. Maybe not for every single ride, but that's a fairly good tip to do. Just watch the line for a minute before you get in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right. So you might go for that if you can see the lines moving.
If the line's moving fairly quickly, then yes. If not, then no.
Yep. Okay. All right. So that was it for Adventureland. Should we go to New Orleans Square or Frontierland?
Let's go to New Orleans Square.
Okay. So, New Orleans Square. Okay, first of all, Pirates is down. Oh, wait. Before we get there, we're skipping at the end of Adventureland. Right now, Tarzan's Treehouse is down, which is closed for refurbishment, but from everything we've heard, it's not coming back as Tarzan. We don't know what it's coming back as. So
I wonder if it's going to be Antonio's.
I think that'd be an excellent idea. Wow. That has been one speculation that it could possibly go that direction. I think that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Some people have even said they'd love to see it be multiple things where they have different areas. Maybe still have a Tarzan area and I don't know, the Antonio's or whoever they end up putting in there. But we'll see. Nothing has been announced as far as I know, so that is currently closed.
Yeah.
Heading over to New Orleans Square, Pirates of the Caribbean is still down for refurbishment. Hopefully they're helping to fix Jack. Some of his animatronics needed a little bit of updating, and so that's good. I believe they come back with this ride on the 1st of July, so that is like a week after this episode airs, and that's good news for us. So when we go later this year, we'll be able to see it. Okay, New Orleans Square. Let's head over to Haunted Mansion. 35-minute wait for the Haunted Mansion right now.
I would wait for it.
Yeah. And this is the regular Haunted Mansion. It's not got the holiday overlay. I probably would. But mostly if there were other people that wanted to ride on it. If there wasn't anyone else super caring about that, then I would be okay passing it too. 35 minutes, I think, is probably right around for the regular Haunted Mansion. 35 minutes is probably as long as I would be willing to wait for it, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it when it's shorter, but that's because this Haunted Mansion version, the regular Haunted Mansion, isn't my favorite version. So I always am like, oh, I'll just wait and ride it when I'm back for the holidays.
Yeah.
All right, so the rafts that head over to the pirate's lair on Tom Sawyer Island right now is only a 5-minute wait. That's usually not it shouldn't be. If you see it more than 5 minutes, basically that means it's going to be more than one raft ride. If it's 5 minutes, then it's probably meaning you just have to wait for the raft to get back to you. It's in the middle of going back and forth. And if it's longer than that, you might just want to wait till another time of day. Because I think 5 minutes is the most I would wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. We're moving along. Oh, hey, look. Davy Crockett's Explorer canoes are out and currently have a 15-minute standby wait. We have never done this attraction.
Nope. And I have no interest, to be honest.
I have mixed feelings because it's a seasonal attraction, which means that it's probably mostly only out during the summer. But that's also the hottest time. Why are you going to want to row yourself around a river for, I think it's a good 10-15 minutes? It'd be hot and you'd be so sweaty. So I have mixed feelings. I do want to experience this attraction, but the times when it's out are the times I don't want to experience this attraction. So I don't know. I wouldn't wait 15 minutes for it, but that might also just mean you're waiting until the boat comes back, so maybe it won't be that bad. I don't know, but personally, no. All right. Now we're heading over to Splash Mountain. Is a 95-minute wait.
Oh.
That is the longest wait, spoiler alert, for all of Disneyland right now. That might tell you that it's probably a hot day at Disneyland. It's the middle of the afternoon, and it's over an hour and a half wait for Splash Mountain. Would you wait for it?
No.
Even if it was super hot?
Yeah, no. I don't like getting wet anyways.
Okay.
Disneyland?
I wouldn't wait 95 minutes for this either. You could get a Genie Plus Lightning Lane for it, and I would do that. I would not wait 95 minutes.
Yeah.
That's just too long. I would be willing, if it's a hot day, to wait I would say maybe 45 minutes. But keep in mind, a good portion of that time you're waiting out in the heat. You'd be quicker to get relief by going to something like Pirates that's not open right now. But even I would rather go if I really need to cool down. Instead of going and getting myself wet, I would go into someplace air conditioned.
Yeah.
You know?
Any of the Fantasyland rides.
Fantasyland dark rides, yep.
Yeah, dark rides.
Or if you're desperate and you want a good amount, go to Mr. Lincoln. It's never, not only when you're waiting, you're inside an air-conditioned place, and then you get in and you sit down in an air-conditioned place. If you really need a good chunk of time to cool off, go there. Take a nap. Okay, Winnie the Pooh is 15 minutes. I forgot to mention we've crossed over into Critter Country now. If that wasn't obvious already when we were at Splash Mountain.
I would go if other people would want to go.
Oh, you know what? We were talking about Splash
down.
Mountain. Literally just went down.
I wonder if that's
all those people.
I wonder if that's why the line got long because
it wasn't running or something, and it
either that or there was like an issue and getting backed up.
Well, it probably is a warm day, and so
that's true. It's probably
a combination. But those people waiting in line, that sucks. That just does. That's awful.
Yeah. I wonder what happened.
Okay. So, back to Winnie the Pooh. 15 minutes?
Oh,
What'd you say?
I would, if someone else wanted to go, I would. But, if it was just me, then I would not.
Okay. Well, I probably feel the same. You can usually see this ride for 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And so I would usually do that, but sometimes it does get long when it's a busy day, and so 15 isn't unheard of, and I probably would do it. If I have Sarah, I'll do it. Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's go over to Galaxy's Edge. There's only 2 attractions here. Rise of the Resistance right now is an 80-minute standby line. That's 1 hour and 20 minutes. Not too bad considering it's Rise of the Resistance.
Considering.
And that the only way to skip this line is to pay an extra fee. This is the individual lightning lane. Did I say that was for Star Wars or Splash Mountain? No, Space Mountain.
Space Mountain.
I misspoke. At Disney World, Space Mountain is an individual attraction. At Disneyland, Space Mountain is a Genie Plus attraction. So when I talked about that before, I was wrong. Rise the Resistance is the only individual lightning lane attraction at Disneyland. And it has an 80-minute wait for the standby line. Would you do it?
No, I would rather rope drop that one.
It's hard to rope drop this one because it... you can do it, but it is commonly not up and running right away.
Oh, that's true.
And so you might end up waiting an hour for it to even just get going. In which case, you've just wasted your first hour of the morning where other things would have been.
I wouldn't rope drop that one.
Yeah.
I'd rather just pay.
Pay? You mean you'd rather your mother to pay?
Yeah.
Well,
like just once, like sort of just like
to do it one time for the trip.
Yeah, I feel like Rise is like just one of those rides where, for us, like we kind of just it's just like a one time.
Well, we say that now, but in previous visits we have gone every day.
That's because we didn't have to pay.
That's true. We didn't have to pay, and now that we do, you're right. If the line now it just jumped up to 90.
I wonder if that's about to break down.
But Splash Mountain just went back up, and it's 95 still. Anyways, okay. So 90-minute wait, 85-minute wait. You're right. It's a little long. If it was an hour or less, I would probably consider it. If I was with people who hadn't ridden it before, and we really wanted to ride it without paying.
Yeah.
So I would max myself out at an hour. But if I had never been on it, and I also wasn't willing to pay, I would wait an hour and a half for it. To be honest.
That's true.
Okay. All right. Galaxy's Edge, the other ride, Smuggler's Run, is 55 minutes right now.
I would not, and that's also because there's a single rider that is also really fast.
Yep, and I wouldn't anyways because I would get sick. So I think that 55 minutes is way too long. You would often see it for a shorter wait in the standby line. So if it's 55 minutes, wait and watch the line for when it gets shorter.
Yeah.
Okay, last attraction for Disneyland Park. That's open right now is Thunder Mountain.
In Frontierland.
Yep, we moved to Frontierland. Thunder Mountain, 50 minutes. 50. Would you wait 50 minutes?
That one does tend to also be faster than it says.
Yeah.
You can also see the line relatively well.
Often, if it says 50 minutes, it's more like 35.
Yeah. Again, I would check the line, but I probably would, kind of like the same thing with Indiana. Chances are I probably would go on it because...
It probably is going to be quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it was truly 50 minutes, I would not wait 50 minutes for this attraction. But if it was moving and I thought I had a fairly good idea that it was going to be more like 35 minutes or less,
I wouldn't wait actual 50 minutes for it.
But yeah, 35 minutes, I would do. So yeah, as long as the line looked like it's moving, then that's what I would do. I think that's it for us. We're not going to make it over to California Adventure today because we're already just a little over a half hour. So there we go. Another Is It Worth the Wait in the books. Thanks for playing along. You'll have to tell us what do you agree or not agree with. If there's some that you're like, are you crazy? Why wouldn't you write it at this time? Or why would you wait that long? Tell us. We can take it. Anyways, thanks for listening, and we will chat with you next week.
See you.